What does it take to actually understand the transaction risk, right? Because each and every trade can have very different flows, right? So as an origination to distribution platform, how can you give the comfort to investors that the assets that you originate are being tracked and managed really well?
I strongly believe in connecting the two extremes of the transactions, originate to distribute transaction cycle.
The players active in the B2B segment, business to business, and this is where 129 Knots gets its data, because the transactions are created on the platform. The verifiability of data is performed on the platform. So this is where the trade happens. It doesn't collect information from third-party sources and then pass it on like many non-bankers would do. It really connects the players who are buying and selling in the B2B segment, business to business, and then delivering that data in a verifiable way to those risk and liquidity providers. Could be the credit insurers and the institutional investors. So connecting the two dots, the two extremes in the transaction cycle, as close as possible to the B2B flow and as deep enough in capital markets, is the way to maximize the benefits of the originate to distribute. Because the more intermediaries you put in the chain, the more risks you introduce. And sometimes an intermediary, as I see with some non-bank lenders, they only get data in and get data out. But how can you verify that the data you get in is genuine? Can you just rely on a corporate to give you data? And that's where fraud happens. If the corporate can manipulate the data, which unfortunately has happened recently, we know the cases, the non-bank lender is just relying and trusting a party that they shouldn't trust. Yeah. So in other words, I'm deeply focused on getting the lending function as deeply integrated as possible in the trade flow, and trade finance being embedded into the trade process, because then you are at the source of the transaction. You're not just getting information on the transaction. There's a big difference here.